Here's a question from write a quadratic equation given a verbal description. The distance it takes a truck to stop can be modeled by the function, and this function's right here. Okay. And you'll notice that you see a couple variables. So let's see, I see variable d, and d stands for stopping distance in feet. I also see variable v right here. V stands for initial velocity in miles per hour. And the last one is f here, a constant related to friction. So when you first look at this equation, it might feel a little bit overwhelming because we have a lot of just letters, right, and variables. We also notice that these letters are letters we frequently don't really use in class. Maybe we're used to X and Y. I do also notice that I missed one right here. There's a V right here. Okay. So here's the question in the bottom, or just the information regarding this equation. When the truck's initial velocity on dry pavement is 40 miles per hour, its stopping distance is 138 feet. And here's the question. Determine the value of f rounded to the nearest hundredth. So we have f, and then we have the approximate symbol, and there's the answer. So our ultimate goal is to solve for f, right? So that's our goal, which means we want to substitute something in for d and something in for v. So when the truck's initial velocity on dry pavement is 40 miles per hour, so let's look here. Which one talks about initial velocity? And you notice that it's v. So right here I can say this 40 miles per hour is the initial velocity. So right here, I'm going to write 40. Then our other information is its stopping distance is 138 feet. So between D and F. Well, since we're solving for F, we probably don't know what that is. We don't know the constant related to friction. But we do know the stopping distance in feet, because we have stopping distance and we have 138 feet. So this is equal to 138. And now we're going to get this and substitute it into the problem. So you might think, let's see, when we go back to this equation, you might think this is d times v, but that's not the case. Here we have the word function. It's saying that this is a function d represented by v in the equation. So it's as if it's saying f of x, which is basically the same thing as y, just a fancier way of saying it. So right here, this d of v, this itself is just the stopping distance. So right now our stopping distance is 138 is equal to 2.15, and we have a v, just 40 squared all over 64.4 f. And once again, our goal is to solve for this f. So we can first simplify the numerator up here. You can simplify this first. So we have 40 squared. So if we do 40 squared is 2.15 times 1,600 all over 64.4 f. Then if we do 2.15 times 1,600, we have 3,440 all over 64.4 f. So you might think, so I simplified the numerator. How can I solve for f? So whenever we want to solve for a variable, it has to be in the numerator because we want f is equal to a number, but we can't solve for f if it's in the denominator. So what we're going to do is we're going to get it out of the denominator by multiplying both sides by 64.4 f on the right. That means we also need to do it on the left. What this does is it cancels out this denominator on the right side. So now on the right, actually let me just go back to my, black ink. On the right now, all I have is the 3,440 because the 64.4 f in the denominator and the one that I multiplied, they eliminate each other. Now on the left side, I am going to do 64.4 times 138. Then I get 8,887.2 f. We're almost there. We have our f, but we want to isolate this f. So we are going to divide both sides by 8,887.2. 8,887.2. So now f is equal to whatever I get on the calculator from that. So we have 3,440 divided by 8,887.2, and we get 0.3870734, and it's going to keep going. Well, you'll notice that the question, if we go back, asks us round the nearest hundredth. So the first number is the 10th. The second one is the 100th. But this 100th value, we don't know if we should keep it the same or round it up. We're going to look at the number on the right side. It's a 7. Because it's a 7, this 8 gets to round up. So my final answer is f is approximately 0.39. You could put that into the answer slot.